We are live. What's going on, guys? I hope you're having a great day, a great Tuesday, guys. I almost forgot what day it was, but I I want to personally welcome you to the Coach Beast Show, where we talk about all things youth football strategies, tactics, and most importantly, this is a place where you get your questions answered. I am your host, yours truly, Coach Beast. And I am super excited about the show because in today's show, this is a continuation of yesterday's show talking about trench warfare, right? Trench warfare in youth football. And we're actually going to go really deep on the show today, guys. We're going to go deep a little bit, okay? So if you don't already, you probably want to get a notebook. You probably want to take some notes on today's show. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interactive. It's going to be very engaging. And my goal on the show today is to level you up as a coach as it relates to trench warfare and how to win a hell of a lot of games this year with a dominant defensive line and just a dominant defense all together. One other form of important news to note is that our Instagram family is not going to join us today. Instagram don't like me right now, so I'm taking a 2-day Instagram hiatus to kind of reset the algorithm and all of that stuff, so we can be back, I guess, in good standing or in good graces with Instagram. But it's all good because the YouTube fam is here, and my IG people know this is where it happens, right? It happens on YouTube, guys. So we're about to get ready to get started with the show. But before we get started, you know what time it is. It's time for you to shout out your city. Time for you to shout out your city, your state. I want to know where you're coming from. Also, shout out your team. Rep your team. I think that's what we're going to call this segment. Rep your team. I like that. Y'all like that? So this is the time when you go down in the comments, rep your team. The first person we got here is Coach Vincent. What's up, Coach? I hope you're doing good, man. Representing the Manatee Wildcats 10U team. We got Coach Nielsen in the house, my guy from Detroit, Michigan. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. We got my guy, C. Smitty, coming from Hebron, Kentucky. Shout out to his Bandits team. Shout out to Miss Beast, always coming in strong, engaging the coaches. Y'all already know what time it is. Y'all know yours truly, Miss Beast. Shout out to Coach Manning from Newark, New Jersey, Northwest Broncos. And by the way, while we doing this shout out, guys, look, I really want to do a meetup with you guys. I want you guys to put in the comments, like, what would be a city you guys would like to do our first meetup in? Let me know. Let me know. Guys, I've thought about doing the meetup here in Birmingham, Alabama. I thought about doing it here. But, you know, me and Miss Beats, we like to travel. We like to get out sometimes, right? So, you know, I want you to drop areas around the country. It can even be your hometown where you would like a coach's meetup to happen. All right, let's see. Let's continue on with the shout outs. Coach CM, shout out to you, Coach. Coming from Green Tech, representing the Green Tech Eagles. Let's see. Modified Football, Albany, New York. Shout out to you, Coach King. I got you, Coach. I got you. Let's see who else we got. We got Coach Chris in the house from Manteca, representing the Manteca Cowboys. I hope I said that right. From California, in the Valley. When you say the Valley, Coach, are you talking about the IE? Are you guys in the IE, Coach? Let me know. Let me know. My man, Coach Deuce, is in the house. Representing from Grand Junction, Colorado. Coach Deuce, man, I missed you, brother. I missed you, man. I hope you're doing good. Shout out to Coach Mike in the house from Mount Holly, New Jersey, representing the RV Hurricanes 10U team. Shout out to you, Coach. Let's see. We got Coach Marv in the house. Shout out to you, Coach Marv, representing Seaside, California, representing the Seaside Raiders. Shout out to you, Coach. Let me see. We got Coach Christian in the house. I don't know if I missed you or not, but I'm going to shout you out again. Shout out to you, Coach Christian from Manteca, California. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay. Coach Nielsen said we need to do a meetup in Detroit or Chicago. Oh, man. Hey, bro, I've never been to Detroit before. I got a brother-in-law that's from Detroit. He speaks highly of Detroit. I went to Chicago 2 years ago. Fell in love with Chicago. Absolutely love Chicago. Let's see. Coach Smitty says, meet up at the Battle of Rocky Top. Oh, man. Hey, that'd be wild. Like do like Knoxville, Tennessee, right? Or even Nashville. Hey, Nashville, one of my favorite cities. All right, let's see. So we got Coach Deuce representing the 10U Elite Niners. Hold on one second. We got two Deuces. We got two Coach Deuces in the house. I'll be damned. No. The same person. My bad, Coach. Let's see. Okay, Coach Christian says Northern California Valley area. Got you. Northern Cal. We actually, meaning Miss Beast and I, we want to take a trip up to see the sequoias. Miss Beast always talk about the sequoias in Cali, and that's somewhere I want to go. And then Coach Manning says we should meet up in New Jersey. Hey, I like that. I like New Jersey. That's another place I want to visit. So, guys, let's get the party started, man. Again, the show today is going to be really, really special, really in-depth, guys, because I really want to make sure. I felt like yesterday I didn't go into detail enough on what the trenches is and how to dominate in the trenches. And that's what I want to do today. We're going to go in depth in the 6-2 defense. And if we have time, we're going to go into the 4-4 defense a little bit as well. And as always, Coach, if y'all have questions, I want you to drop your questions in the comments. We're going to try to go with the flow today, meaning that I'm going to answer your questions as we go along here to make sure everybody understands, right? Understands everything that I'm about to teach you. Okay, guys? So I hope you got your pen and paper ready, guys. If y'all ready to get this show on the road, give me a hell yeah in the comments. I want to see a hell yeah in the comments, guys. Let's do it. All right, guys. And while y'all putting hell yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pay the bills real quick. This episode is brought to you by Beast Out U, the ultimate resource for youth football coaches who want to dominate the game. Whether you're looking for winning playbooks, powerful formations, or expert coaching strategies, Beast Out U has you covered. Stop guessing and start coaching like a champion. As you guys already know, you can see down at the bottom of the screen here is that you can get the Beast Unleashed playbook bundle. That's all 16 of my playbooks, including 2 drill books, guys. That's bonuses for 80% off. So after the show, make sure you go to the playbook store, guys, and get that bundle if you haven't already. 650 plus plays, and with the off-season training playbook, man, I don't even know how many drills I put in that thing, man. I got I don't know, 50 to 100 drills in there. Like I really went crazy with the drill book because I want to make sure you guys are equipped and you guys are prepared. All right, guys. And look, I only got 3 hell yes in the group. We got to get that up. We got 17 guys on the show. We only got 3 hell yes. Are y'all ready to get this party started? Give me a hell yeah in the comments, guys. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it, guys. Let me see. There we go. Let's get these hell yes up. Y'all know how we do, Beast fam. There we go. Hell yeah. There we go. All right, guys. That's what I'm talking about. That's how we do it. That's how we do it over here, guys. So let's get the party started, guys. And again, I really want to define what trench warfare is, and we're going to be very interactive today. We're gonna be very in depth today. But the first thing I want you to know is what trench warfare is. When I talk about trench warfare, let's lay out a baseline definition as to what it is, right? This is my definition of what trench warfare is, all right? Trench warfare refers to the physical battle, right? That happens on the line of scrimmage. That's the trenches, right? It's the physical warfare that happens on the line of scrimmage between the offensive line and the defensive line. Y'all got that? It's the physical battle that happens on the line of scrimmage between the offensive line and the defensive line. And I want to make something very clear. And this is very important to understand and to note. Even if you're not taking notes, like guys, I've never been a really good note taker, even in college. Even in college, I'm like, I don't want to take these goddamn notes, all of that. And I was successful. I got my degree. It's somewhere back here. I don't know if you guys can see it. I got my college degree. Being a bad note taker, I survived, right? I survived. But if you're not taking notes, notate this in your head, okay, guys? In youth football, the team that controls the trenches is the team that's likely to win the game. All right. I'm going to say that again. In youth football, the team that can control the trenches, that's the team that's going to end up controlling the game and winning the game 90% of the time. Okay, guys. So if that's the case, it is imperative, right? It's imperative for you to teach your boys to be dogs in the trenches, right? To dominate in the trenches. It is imperative for you guys to be able to dominate in the trenches. Do you agree? If you agree, put a 1 in the comments, guys. If y'all agree with that statement, I want you to put a 1 in the comments, because here's the problem, right? In the youth football world. And this is going to be to your advantage because you're listening to this, right? You're getting the training. You're getting the 411 when it comes down to all of this. Most youth football teams focus on their skill guys. Most youth football coaches focus on getting their skill guys. And as a result, they struggle mightily at dominating in the trenches. They're going on the hope of, man, I hope my best player is better than their best players so we can win this game. And they're not even thinking about really developing that offensive line and that defensive line so you can dominate the game. Guys, I tell you all the time, right, that I take over my offensive line. I coach my offensive line. Yeah, I'm the head coach. I'm the AD of my pro, all these little titles and hats and all of that. But at the end of the day, I understood and got the revelation that you win in the trenches. And so I take over my offensive line. I coach the D line. Then I will fluctuate and coach. I will coach the linebackers too, guys. And once I get, usually, and let me put it like this, usually my kids that's on the offensive line are my kids on the defensive line, right? So I coach both sides of the ball with the line, but I also coach the linebackers as well. If you're not focusing on your offensive line and defensive line play and you're not coaching that position, that's okay, but you better get somebody who's passionate about it and who know what they're doing, because I'm telling you, the outcomes of your season is going to be predicated on how you develop your offensive line and your defensive line. Y'all got me? It's vital. And shout out to you, Coach Eric, man. I see you, man, in the comments. Hey, you said you was late. It's all good, brother. Better late than never, right? Shout out to you, Coach. So, guys, look, if I coached on the high school level and I had to, and if the head coach came to me and said, what's your specialty, Coach Beast? I'll tell him, give me the offensive line. Give me the offensive line. Or he'll say, what about on defense, Coach? It'll be the D-line or the linebackers. That's simple. Because it's so important to have players who can control the trenches, guys. It is vital. And so the next thing I want to do is I want to teach you guys how to control the trenches, okay? This is important to note. If you're taking notes, this is the time to put this, okay? And I'm going to quiz you guys on this near the end of the show as well, all right? So this is how you control the trenches, okay? You want to dominate the point of attack. Very vital. You want to dominate the point of attack. You want to be the one that attacks first. You want to be the one, your players want to be the ones, right, that attacks the offensive line. You don't want the offensive line to dictate what they do to you. You want to dictate what you do to them, especially in the trenches, okay? Very important. It sets the tone for the game. Number two, you want to own leverage, right? What's the rule that we're taught for our coaches who played on defense and especially defensive line, right? What did our OG coaches teach us back in the day? The low man wins, right? The low man wins. And so we want to own leverage. We want to attack aggressively, but we want to have leverage, guys, when we are attacking. That's why, you know, we're gonna go through the 6-2 defense in a minute. But this is why the 6-2 defense is so beneficial. For most of you guys, all you need is the 4-4 Reaper defense and the 6-2 defense. You may not need the 4-2-5, depending on your league and your age group, right? If you're going, like, if you got an 8U team, you coaching an 8U team and down, all you really need is the 6-2 and the 4-4 Reaper. Because if you control the trenches in you know, in that age group, you're going to be scary, right? You're going to be hella scary. Now, here's number three. Here's principle number three. You want to beat blocks with technique and aggression. You want to beat blocks with technique and aggression. Now, we're going to have a show where I get into some of the drills that we do, guys, in terms of technique. But one of the big techniques that I teach my guys on defense, my defensive line, is we use hands, guys. We use hands. Like, you know, we flipping, I'm teaching them hammers. I'm teaching them all kind of stuff, all different kind of techniques to use to be able to get leverage and play fast and play quick. Right, guys? So don't worry, because we're going to have a whole show dedicated to the drills we do with the defense and with the offensive line. Okay, guys? And then number four, you want to create chaos in the backfield. Y'all know how I feel about this. Y'all know my defensive philosophy about this. Who are the two players that we attack on defense? Y'all let me know. Let me know in the comments. Who are the two players that has a bounty on their head when we're going against them on game day? Let me see it in the comments. I'm gonna let me pull up some stuff. And guys, if y'all getting value, also if you guys are getting value, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, guys. Y'all did a great job yesterday with liking and subscribing. Let's keep that momentum going, right? Let's keep that pace going. We wanna grow this show, get as many coaches informed about. There is actually a show on YouTube, right, that's exclusively for youth football coaches. That's consistent, right? It's a lot of people who have tried to do podcasts and stuff. This is one of the only shows I know. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. It's one of the only shows I know that's only for youth football coaches, right? So be sure to hit that like button and subscribe so we can keep this movement going and making youth football great again. All right. Coach Eric says the quarterback and halfback. Coach Christian, do you like to be called Chris or Christian? Let me know. But Coach Christian says the quarterback and the running back. Coach Jackson says quarterback and running back. Facts. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. So we want to come after the quarterback. We want to cripple the quarterback, not literally cripple him, but we want to have him shaken up, right? We want to make him ineffective in the game, right? And then number two, we want to come after their best athlete, which is usually their running back. Even if he's not their best athlete, usually it's going to be the quarterback or running back, right? we're taking the head off the snake and we're eliminating their muscle. And what we want to do is we want to eliminate the running game, and we want to make them a pass-oriented team. Because we know, guys, right, that most youth football teams run the ball 80 to 85% of the time. The younger the group is, that percentage goes up dramatically. There are certain teams that just run the ball 100% of the time, right? So it's imperative for you to master the art of having one of the best run-stopping defenses out there, right? How many, let me ask y'all this, and this just hit me while we're talking here, right? How many defenses you know who are elite, or let's just say great at stopping the run, just they are just dogs, right? How many of those defenses get beat in youth football? Like how many of those defenses allow a lot of points? Or the game is lost on their back? Not many, right? So let's master these three principles, guys. I'm gonna say them again for you guys who are taking notes, and I really want this to soak with you guys as well. So the way you win in trench warfare is we want to dominate at the point of attack. We want to play quick, fast, right? We want to play efficient, aggressive, and tenacious, right? We want to eat. Then number two, we want to own the leverage. Low man wins. We don't want to play high, right? So we want to be physical, low, play fast. Number three, we want to beat blocks with technique and aggression. That goes in what I just said, right? We want to use handwork. We want to use speed. We want to use aggression to dominate the line of scrimmage. And then number four, we want to create chaos in the backfield. We want to create confusion for the offensive line, and you're going to have a hell of a good day. Y'all got me? And also, guys, if there's any questions, again, go ahead and drop them in the comments. I want to be able to get to your questions kind of in between the segue here, guys. All right. Let's see. Coach Vincent says none. Eric says practically zero. Like, guys, literally, if you control the trenches, your chance of winning a game is 90%. 90%. If not, you can find me. I will meet you, and I will let you punch me in the face. Y'all got me? If I'm wrong on that, say, Coach Beast, we lost. We dominated the trenches the whole game, but we lost. Where can I meet you at, Coach, and punch you in your face? I say, all right, man, just meet me at IHOP. I'll pay for you dinner or something like that, and then after we'll eat together, and then after dinner, just hit me with a straight right. Hit me with a straight right hook. Y'all got me? Miss Beast weak. That's how much confidence I have in this. Because, guys, there's an art to winning in football. There is an art to winning in football. And that's what it's about. All right, guys, let's see. I think we got a question here. Vincent said, you're getting me fired up, man. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Like, I love it. I want you guys to get excited about this because look, I want you guys to win. I don't want you guys to lose. I don't want you guys to be mediocre. I don't want you guys trying to figure it out either. I want to be your cheat code, right? Like, I'm not coaching no more. My last year I coached was, I think, 2021, 2022, right? So I'm good. I've coached enough football to where I'm good. I want to see y'all win, right? So I'm giving y'all everything. I'm giving y'all the art of this thing, right? All right, Coach Christian says, my question is, what is the best defense to run against the double wing T offense, the double wing T? I would run the 6-2. I would run the 6-2 against the double wing T. Like I always tell you guys, so understand this. I'm always starting in the 4-4 Reaper, okay? Because Formations don't make the team. The team makes the formations. Ooh, that's good. The formation don't make the team make the formation. What I mean by that is you may have a team that line up in that formation, coach, but they can't block, they can't execute, they're mediocre, they average at best, right? And so, you know, when you play against these teams that run double wing, single wing, beast offense, right? It is imperative to control the gap, guys. And y'all bear with me one sec. My laptop about to die. And we don't want that. If the laptop does die, guys, I'm going to get right back on. So y'all bear with me. There we go. I think we good. I think we are good. Yeah, we're good. All right. So Coach Eric said it best. Defensive discipline is key. When you're playing against these teams that's doing these double wings, wing T, diamond formation, you got to play gap discipline, guys. Just shooting the gap's not enough because you can shoot the gap and they run right past you. Y'all know this. We've seen enough game film with the wing T or the double wing where they do a fullback dive and you think they're doing, you know, a wing back sweep, some kind of sweep or rocket motion or something, or buck sweep, and they give it right to the fullback and the fullback going right up the middle. How many times have we seen that? So you want to play gap discipline, guys. And of course, we're going to get to that as it relates to gap discipline. All right, guys. So now we're finna get into something that I want you. I'm gonna give you guys my commandments, okay? My 5 commandments of trench warfare. I call this Coach B's trench warfare commandments. And again, guys, if you're taking notes, this is where you really want to take notes. If you're not taking notes, that's fine. This is where you just want to replay this video and you want to go back to it. Y'all got me? Trench warfare commandment number 1. Again, we want to play low and violent. The low man wins always. Y'all got me? Do y'all remember on yesterday's show, for those who were on the show yesterday, I said I like for my defensive linemen to be short, kind of husky guys, right? Y'all remember me saying that? I like for my defensive end, my defensive tackles, I like for them to be short, husky guys, right? Almost like fullback types, right? I like that because they're low. And usually those kids are strong as hell, right? Usually those kids are strong as hell. And if you're playing against an offensive line that may have big boys, but they're slow and they're not aggressive, those short, stocky guys are going to give them fits. I've seen it time and time and time again. Y'all got me. Low man wins always. Unless the kid gets hurt or some bad technique is going on, that low man is going to win. Number 2, commandment number 2, you want to create penetration, right? You don't want to just hold the block. You know, something that gets on my nerve, that pisses me off as a coach, especially on defense, is I tell my defensive guys, stop dancing with the offensive lineman. Stop dancing with the offensive lineman. What I mean by that, it's when you're locked up with the offensive lineman and you're not even looking at the play no more. You don't know where the ball at. You don't know what's going on. You fighting with that offensive lineman. You already lost. You're focusing on the wrong thing, right? We don't want to dance and do the tango with the offensive lineman. We don't want to just hold the blocks, right? We want to attack the gaps. We want to attack the gaps. We want to be aggressive, but we want to really dominate the leverage. We want to be in that gap. So if anything comes back, we're there to make the play, right? We don't want to be over aggressive now. We don't want to be so aggressive we shoot through the gap, run right past the quarterback or the running back, and he's just gone. And you as the defensive lineman, right, is 10 yards in the backfield in the play going upfield because the dude then broke. No. We want to use our leverage. We want to play low. We want to play violent. We want to use our leverage to get penetration and attack the gap. Y'all got me. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, give me a hell yeah, guys. Give me a hell yeah. And this goes into number 3. You want to own your gap. So just attacking the gap is not enough. You want to own it. You want to have leverage. You want to eat up that gap. How many games have y'all guys coached, right? How many games have y'all coached where either you was on the winning side of this or the losing side of this, but your offensive line totally collapsed and the defensive player looks like a monster coming through the gap, right? How many games have y'all seen that where a defensive lineman just come through the gap and he looks like Godzilla, King Kong, right, coming through the gap? That's what we talk about when we're saying owning the gap. You want to, I love Coach Eric, you own it, brother. Gap occupancy. Facts. Occupy the gap, own the gap. You become the landlord of that gap. And that's something you want to tell your kids. I want you to become the landlord of that gap. And the kid going to come to you and say, Coach, what's a landlord? Coach, what's a landlord? You want to own that gap, son. That is your gap. Because like I said, you want to dominate the offensive line so much so that those kids don't even want to play no more. You didn't took their will to win because you keep whooping them. Play after play. You're explosive. You're aggressive. You're out playing them, hustling them. You're outwitting them. And then before you know it, that offensive lineman just totally checks out. He's not even blocking. And your kid's starting to tee off at the quarterback and the running back. We're not worried about these trick plays and these gimmick plays and these pass plays, right? Because we're betting our money that if we can shut down their running game, we got them, right? We got a 90% chance of winning if we shut down their running game, right? So we're totally dedicated to that. And so the number one agenda is let's make this offensive line not want to play no more. Let's make them want to go to McDonald's, right? Order a Big Mac with a side of fries with extra mayo to where they ready to go and eat some chow, right? Or make them where they ready to go home. Y'all know what I'm about to say. Make it where they ready to go home and eat some cereal with no milk. Y'all got me? Them big boys go, Mama, fix me some cornflakes. Mama say, cornflakes, son. You don't want your favorite? You don't want your Fruity Pebbles? You don't want your Fruit Loops? No, Mama, I want cornflakes. Because I got to get in shape. I'm too big. I got beat. I got whipped. You want them kids thinking about their whole existence. Y'all got me? They want cereal with no milk. They want to get healthy. That's how you want to do it, guys. So let's go to 4, guys. Oh, this is a good one. This is a big one. Y'all funny, man, in the comments. Number 4, the defensive ends win games on defense. Woo! Hey, that's different. That's different for what usually talk, right? We talk a lot about linebackers, but the defensive ends win games. How do they win games? They win games by controlling the edge and being the kings of pressure. Y'all got me on that? They control the edge and they keep consistent pressure on the ends. Now, when we talk about this, we're talking about the 6-2 defense, okay, guys? We're talking about the 6-2 defense. We're not talking about the 4-4. When we're doing the 4-4, those outside linebackers are the kings, right? Let me pull this up real quick and just demonstrate These D ends, now, if this the 4-4 defense, right? If we talking about the 4-4 Reaper, these same guys who are defensive ends, they're the kings. Y'all see that? Y'all see that shift? But because we 6'2", they come down. Their position is defensive end in the 6'2", but they're really, in essence, your outside linebacker. Y'all got that? So that's how we do it. Coach Du says that your Bubba Gump impersonation, man. I don't know what that was, man. Yeah, hey, y'all will realize something about me, man. I'm a jokester. I'm an impersonator. You know, my favorite comedian is Jim Carrey, right? Shout out to Jim Carrey. That's my favorite comedian. And y'all know Jim Carrey is just like the king of impersonations. And so a lot of my humor and jokes come from Jim Carrey, Adam Sandler, those guys. Those are my guys. Coach Eric says, seal the damn edge and shut them down. Facts, man. Facts. All right, let's see. Christian says, what is the best defense to use against split backs offense? I would go 4-4 Reaper, Coach. For me, 4-4 Reaper. Depending on the type of team, how they run that offense, we may go to the 4-2-5 Ring of Fire. But I'm still trying to control the edge. I'm still trying to gun those running backs, because what I've discovered, unless you're going against a really good team that has the talent, they stacked in talent, you're gonna have one of those running backs really dominant. The other one is more of a blocker, fullback type, even if he's built like a skill guy. And so it's your job with the split back. It's like an illusion, right? You got to figure out who's the fullback type and who's the true running back, right? And then you want to also know or figure out if that quarterback is a dual threat guy or he's more of a game manager. Okay. In youth football, usually the quarterback got some running skills. Like that's the thing nobody really talk about, that most quarterbacks in youth football is more of a dual threat type of quarterback. You know, not really a pocket passer truly. You're going to run into some pocket passing, you know, teams with true pocket passing quarterbacks in youth football, but you know, I would say 80-90% of the time, guys, the kid going to be dual threat. So you just have to keep the main thing. And think about it this way, guys. Regardless of what formation they're in, we want to stick to our principles, right? We want to dominate the line of scrimmage. We want to take the head off the snake, attack that quarterback, and attack their best player. Because I don't care if they're doing split backs. If you take their quarterback out and their best athlete out, I don't care if they're in the Maryland I formation. I don't care if they're in the diamond formation. If you take their two best players out, because those are the two that's going to touch the ball the most, and you have it where their average running back runs the ball, you still winning, right? You're still dominating. So we don't move off of our principles and our laurels, right? Because of what they show us in terms of formation. Because most of them are just, you know, like I said, most of them are window dressing. And let's just be honest, some even run formations that they see their favorite college football team. You know, every youth football coach, you know, not the Beast family, not y'all guys, not y'all, your competition, right? Every youth football coach want to run Oregon's, you know, the Oregon Ducks playbook or Bama's playbook or whatever, you know, explosive offense, you know, that's out there, Ohio State, you know, you name it, you know, so just know that. So let's get to the last commandment. And then we're going to start just kind of showing, I'm going to start showing you guys some things in the 6-2 defense that kind of illustrate some things, okay? All right, number 5. Oh, it's a big one. Really big one. Never get washed. You never want that defensive line to get washed. And I'm here to tell you, if you do the first 4 principles, commandments that I just gave you guys, the chance of your guys getting washed, especially consistently, is slim to none, guys, unless the team you're playing is just way better. and just way more, down the road than your defensive line is. And sometimes that happens, guys. Sometimes the team you're playing against just may be better than you. And that's okay. That's why we put in the reps. If we get a butt whooping, we learn from it and we get better. It's that simple, because understand this. I just made a video about this earlier today. Is that, youth football is all about development. It's all about development. It's not just about winning. It's about the process of developing your guys to have a winning mindset, to give them the winning habits and traits that make them winners, get the winning results and outcomes, right? Sometimes losing, failure is a part of the process of becoming a winner, right? And some of you guys are going to get kids on your team that never played football before. And literally 60-70% of your players never played. They don't have a lot of talent. And what you need to focus on, coach, is the process of development. Simply put, because it takes a lot of pressure off of you when you're focusing on developing little Johnny, opposed to getting mad at little Johnny because, he don't know what he don't know. He got to go through the process of developing and putting in the reps. You got to teach, critique, and repeat. Let me zoom in real quick. Guys, look at this shirt. We got the shirt. Let me move the mic real quick. Let me move the mic. Teach, critique, repeat. Teach, critique, repeat. Y'all got that? And by the way, this shirt will be available real soon. Y'all like this shirt? Miss Beast made this shirt, guys. Shout out to Miss Beast. Let me know what y'all think. When you got a team, and y'all show Miss Beast some love. She in here. She in here. There we go. Coach Eric said, hell yeah, Miss Beast. Miss Beast is a beast with this merch stuff, guys. Like she's the truth. She is the truth with this merch stuff. She's over all the merch and the designs and all of that stuff, man. I don't know how she do it. I can't do it. She says she don't know how I do it with this communication and content creation. I don't know how she do it with the shirt designs, in the program. She's over like the designs and the branding of the teams and all of that stuff. Miss Beast is a beast, no doubt. All right, guys. But when you got a team that, let me switch here. When you got a team, guys, that needs development, you don't want to focus on winning. You want to focus on getting better week by week. Y'all got me? Hey, Vincent, I couldn't agree more, man. I couldn't agree more. No doubt about it, brother. All right, guys. So let's get into it with the 6-2 defense. And I know, guys, we talked about this yesterday, but even with you guys, this is all about development, right? This show is about helping you and developing you as a coach and helping you get better, right? This is why we do this. This is why we putting in the reps on this show. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing I want to talk about is these defensive ends, guys. All right. It's super important to put an emphasis on these defensive ends because, again, if you got good defensive ends, you're going to win a hell of a lot of games, right? So the first assignment of the defensive ends, guys, let me move some stuff here, is we want to contain the outside run, right? We want to contain the outside run. So if this running back is trying to run to the outside, right? He's trying to run to the outside. Let me see if I can draw up some stuff real quick. And guys, I'm doing this in real time, so I don't know how this is going to work out, but we're going to try it. Let's see here. Or we may not try it because I can't find my line graph. Let's just try this. Let's see. Oh, no, that ain't going to work. Y'all just go with me. I'm just going to kind of pan here. We ain't going to do that. So let's just say this the running back, right? And he's running to the outside. The job of that defensive end, guys, is we want to contain the outside run. That's the number one objective. And one thing we teach with our defensive ends is we don't want you to take a bad angle. We don't want you to take a sharp angle like this. We want you to be to the outside, right? We want you to kind of be like a rainbow a little bit, right? You know, we kind of like, and that's what I tell them. I try to say things, guys, where it's relatable for these kids, right? Make it very relatable. So we want to kind of be like a rainbow. I'm gonna move this real quick. We want to meet them like this. Y'all got it? We don't want to meet them like this. We want to meet that running back like this. Can somebody tell me why we want to kind of bow out a little bit and we want to meet them like that? Y'all let me know in the comments why we want to do it. Let's see. Y'all let me know. Let me know. Instead of taking that sharp angle, why do we want to kind of bow out? And one of the things that I tell my defensive end is we want to focus on near shoulder, near thigh with the tackle, right? This is where halt tackling comes into play for us. And we really push it hard is near shoulder, near thigh. Why do we want to do it? Coach John said, force him inside. I love that. I don't win to make the running back cut back inside to the linebackers. Man, y'all, man, I got the smartest group of guys, I tell you. Because they almost always want to bounce it outside. That's another good answer, too. But yeah, guys, we want this running back. If he's running to the outside and he sees this defensive end right here, what we want him to do is to bounce that thing back. Because usually he's going to stop and he's going to try to go back this way. And while that's going on, guess who's lurking? Our other Reaper, right? Our other Reaper lurking around right here. He bounced it back. Hit stick, pop, right? And mind you guys, while that's going on, we got action going on here, right? We're attacking. Those linebackers coming in. This is the Bama Blitz. Y'all know the Bama Blitz well. So now we got action, right? We got trouble. So as this running back try to bounce it back in, somebody's going to eat him up. And usually the way I tell my guys, we squirm into the ball. We want to squirm, right? I teach it the same way I learned it, right? We want to squirm to the ball. We want our outside guys, I like to call them our reapers. Our reapers here, our defensive ends, they're reaping. And we want this running back to bounce it back, right? The same thing goes right here off tackle, right? If we going off tackle, we want this defensive tackle, again, we just broke it down about controlling the trenches, right? We want him to shoot this gap. He needs to be right here. We don't want him right here. We don't want him fighting or dancing with the tight end or whatever. We want him right here, which is about a yard in the backfield, a yard or two in the backfield. So when this guy gets the ball trying to go off tackle, he's going to get ate up. If he try to make a play, bounce it to the outside. We got our Reaper, right? And then we haven't even talked about the corner. The corner read this play. We want him to attack, flow, attack, right? And I don't like for my corner to really get sucked on the inside like that, because we don't want to give up, the outside like that. Like if, let's just say with this corner, right, and this is what I kind of tell my guys to do. Let's say this guy's trying to block. I like to force this guy in on the block. Let's force him in right here. And if this guy is trying to run to the outside, we still got the leverage to make the play and force it, right? If anything, let's force this guy right here where it's more difficult, right? It's more difficult to get here because we got linebackers flowing, right? We got guys flowing. We got that safety back there, right? We rather have that situation going on than what you guys see all the time in youth football, right? That outside contain is broken. The cornerback, which is, the last line of defense with hitting the outside, right? He's sucked in. And now this guy off to the races on the sideline. How many times y'all seen that happen? Right? Happens a lot. All right, guys. I'm going to get to your questions. I can't see nothing right now. All right, here we go. Let's see what y'all got, making sure I'm not missing anything. Coach Council says, hey, Coach, how would you handle preparing your team to be able to compete in a league where all other teams have the luxury of 30-plus players and you barely have enough to play? Okay, I love this question, Coach. I love this question. And you continued on by saying we only have 16 players. Okay, so here's the thing for me, Coach. I actually like having 16 to 21, 22 players. Right, guys? Because if you got a big team, number one, that team not going to play all them players in an effective way. Okay? Understand that. If a team got about 20, and this is what I've learned over the years, if a team has over 25 players, 25, 30 plus players, they got a roster nightmare on their hands because now they're trying to figure out how they're going to play all them players. And them parents are mad because they like, look, my son not getting enough playing time. And so usually these coaches who have these big rosters like that, Coach, they only going to play their top really 16, 17 anyway. Okay? And for you guys who have had big rosters before, you can tell them it's a roster nightmare. Because you have to figure out how you're going to get these players all on the field and get an adequate amount of playing time. Even if you got a league rule going on where, let's say the players got to play at least 4 plays or something like that. Like, it can be a matchup nightmare. Okay. As a matter of fact, Coach Nielsen, thank you for saying that, man. There we go. We had 40 last season, and it was a mess. Guys, I like to keep my teams lean. Guys, I made the championship my first year coaching. We had 13 players. And one of the kids was like 7, 8, a runt. And this was 10U. And I had like a 7-year-old that just turned 8. The mom was just, registered the kid. Like, they were just trying to put him on the team. And I had him on my team. But we were whooping tail because guess what? I was able to focus and develop those 13 kids I had. I actually love having 18, about 21, 22 guys because all of them contribute because I'm able to develop every single one and every single one has a purpose, a vital purpose on the team, right? And it's always been better for me. When you got 25, 30 kids, it's a nightmare. Like, even if, like, let's just say you got 30 kids on roster, right? And all of a sudden, your assistant coaches decide they not coming to practice. You're the only one there. That's happened to me before, where had a coach say, hey, man, I got called in to work. You got another one? I got a stomach virus, coach. I'm sick. And then you're the only one at practice. And now you like, man, I gotta, navigate all these kids, and we run a circuit system at practice. So how am I, Coach B, is going to run a circuit system at practice with 30, 40 kids, right? It's hella difficult, and it can be a nightmare. So don't worry, coach, if you got a small roster. Take it as a blessing and an advantage, because now you're really able to just coach up those kids. And just like the movie 300, you're able to take it to this big team that, really half of the roster going to just play special teams. And, they may rotate them in for a play or two, but you're really still going against their core guys, their best guys. So think about it like that. It's still 11 on 11. Don't even think about the other ones. It's still 11 on 11. That's a great question, man. Coach said we did great last year with the same number of players using the 4-4 defense. We just couldn't score because of how our ex-head coach ran the offense and wouldn't let anyone help. I get it. I totally get it, my man. How was y'all blocking? How did you guys block? I'd love to know that. How did you guys block? And I'll come back to it in a sec, okay? And do you guys get what I'm saying about the assignment of that defensive end? His job is to contain the run, the outside run. Then we want him to set the edge and squeeze everything back in. Y'all got me? We want to set the edge and we want to force everything back in. We don't want it to go on the outside. We want to force it on the inside. Y'all got me? And then again, I don't like for my guys to crash that edge like that. Bad angle. We kind of want to go with the rainbow. I tell my kids a rainbow. We kind of like a rainbow, right? Just like that. And of course, as you guys know, we will blitz the edge and all of that stuff. That's a part of our strategy to wear down the offensive line and really create confusion and things of that nature. All right. Now with our defensive ends, of course, we got them lined up in the C gap, right in the C gap, right? So if you guys are like technique guys, let's see, it'll be 2 technique, 4 technique. This would be like kind of like a 6, it's at a 6I, kind of a 6I, if I'm not mistaken. I just say C gap, right? Lined up in the C gap. And I always say this, like, I like for my guys to play real low. We want to kind of attack the hip. We want to attack the hips. We don't want that tackle, guard, or tight end, particularly to be the tackle or the tight end, depending on their blocking scheme. We don't want them to get hands on us or under us, because if they get hands on us or under us, they're able to control the leverage and control the line of scrimmage. And then that's when bad stuff happens, right? That's when your guys begin to get flushed or they start dancing. Like I was a tight end, right, in the wing T, and one of my favorite things, they taught us was down blocking. So I would come down on this guy, and I was a hell of a blocker. Love blocking. I would get this guy, and I would just flush him. I just flush him down, right? That's what you don't want to happen. You want this guy to be fast, aggressive, and shoot this gap, and you want him right here. And Lord have mercy, don't let this running back try to run off tackle, right? Or this quarterback try to be a hero and do some stuff. It's going to be a problem. And guess what? Kids don't like to get hit. Quarterbacks don't like to get hit. Y'all got me? That's super important. And then, guys, and I'm going a little fast, guys, because we're getting tight on time. With our nose guards, guys, I like for my guys to kind of be on the inside hip of the guard, right? So we got a 2I in terms of technique, 2I, right? And so both of them are kind of lined up there. And what I teach them is we attacking the hip of the center. As soon as the center snap the ball, mind you, we're attacking him. We banging him, right? And usually I use my strongest guy to really, really shake this kid up, okay? Low power, leverage. We want the center And this is where the mental warfare comes into play, guys. We want the center to be focused on this guy. Because if he's focused on this guy, even if this guy's assignment is the down block, he's going to press the gap, right? He's going to press this gap. And we want him to press that gap. And if we can get him right here, that's when we have that Godzilla effect, right? We occupying the gap, right? Kid rising like a phoenix. Look like a monster coming through the gap, right? And that's what we want. We want those kind of problems. And we want these nose guards to anchor the middle, right? We want them to anchor the middle and occupy it. We want them to be the monsters in the gut. We want them to be the monsters. And look, let me give y'all a big coaching tip. And this is more from a philosophy standpoint, guys. And let me switch here real quick so I can see y'all. Look, if you got dogs, put them in the middle, okay? Like, and I'm talking about big guys who are aggressive. Don't put wusses in the middle. And no disrespect to any kid, but like if a kid's scared of contact, and look, I get it. If you got a kid that's more like a runt player, you know, and you just trying to give them playing time, yeah, you can put them at one of those nose guard positions for a little bit. But these kids on the D line set the tone, guys. They set the tone. So much so, y'all know me. I will put a runt at the weak side linebacker spot. I put a runt there. I will put a runt here as well. I don't know if y'all can see that. Hold on. Let me pull this back up. I will put a runt here, but 9 times out of 10, I will put them here. Okay. Because controlling the line of scrimmage is so important to me that I don't want a kid to be a liability on that defensive line. Y'all got me? We don't want liabilities. Super important. All right, guys. So that's it for the part 2 of trench warfare. We're going to finish this off tomorrow with part 3 on tomorrow's show. Okay. I do want to open up for about 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes or so. And I want to get to a couple of questions if y'all have them. And we go from there. Anybody got any questions? Y'all let me know. Y'all shoot. And let me see here. Y'all been chopping it up, huh? Okay. Coach says, I'm the line coach and wasn't given the opportunity to run line drills in practice, but the offense issues were more so due to the lack of knowledge running the offense. It's a problem. It's a problem. It's a few problems I've seen, Coach, that in that statement alone, right? Number one, you said you wasn't given opportunities to run line drills. Big mistake. Big mistake. Like, that's the number one thing that we focus on day one, right? Blocking in the offensive line play, man, is so important because right now we're talking about the defensive line, right? Just wait the next week where we get the offensive line play, right? We're going to talk about offensive line play and win in the trenches with the offensive line next week. And look, if your offensive line's not able to get the reps in to be good, you're going to get exposed every time. So that was a mistake right there. And then you say he lacked knowledge running the offense. It's a mistake. And I'm assuming you're talking about play calling and things of that nature. Play calling is an art too, guys. Y'all know this. One thing about it, you guys are smart as hell. And that's what I love about you guys. We the Beast fam because we some smart men, right? Let's see, Coach said he was the organization owner, so us other coaches didn't have the pull to improve the offense. Yeah, that's tough. And you know, one thing I always say, guys, is if you don't agree with the coaching philosophy of the head coach, the best thing for you to do is to either start your own team or find a program that you're more aligned with, okay? Because what's going to happen is you're going to go down this rabbit hole of disrespect. It starts with not agreeing with the coaching philosophy. And then the more and more you guys are not aligned, it creates a lot of friction. And while the friction going on, now you guys are starting to disrespect each other. And you lose respect for the coach. And maybe he lose respect for you. And that's how things begin to get toxic and kind of go off the rails. So it's always important, guys, to make sure that you are a part of a team where you respect the head coach. Look, I've had guys on my coaching staff who didn't agree with me, and that's fine. You know, I've had guys, and I tell them straight up, look, you know, this is the way we run our program. We're very professional. We do hard, you know, we're all about hard work. If you don't agree with those things, that's fine. You know, there's some more programs I can recommend to you, right? And that's what I do. And or you have them, you know, start your own team or just join another team. In my experience, I always say start your own squad, man. Go ahead and get that learning and that leadership skills down, and it just makes you a better coach long term. Okay, see, he's gone, and it's a new season with a bright future. There you go, coach. There you go. I love it. I don't win. Very informative show today. Thanks for passing on the knowledge. Man, my pleasure, man. Man, did y'all get value from the show today? Give me a 1. Give me a 1 in the comments if y'all got value. Y'all give me a 1. And y'all definitely hit that like button, guys, and subscribe. If you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, guys. I really appreciate it. Hit that like button and all of that good stuff. Hey, how many of you guys planning on getting this shirt right here? Give me let's see. I don't know. Give me a hell yeah. Give me a hell yeah if you're planning to get this shirt. And of course, we're still working on getting the merch store together. Of course, we got the playbook store, but the merch store functions in a different platform. And so I'm getting all that stuff together so you guys can actually purchase your shirts and all of that good stuff. Hell yeah. Yeah, I want you guys, man. Hey, imagine guys being at practice wearing this goddamn shirt. Teach, critique, repeat. Them kids, they're going to know. They're going to automatically begin to buy into this. Coach Nielsen said, hell yeah, for the whole staff. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. They got me fired up. Hey, you know, it's funny, man. I'm going to share this story with you guys before I let you go. Miss Beast and I, we went to Walmart. We went bowling. Then we went to Walmart to pick up some things for the house. And, you know, when you go to Walmart, I don't know if this happens in y'all location, but, you know, them guys in like the electronic section to be like trying to sell like cable or internet service or whatever they try to do. Y'all know those guys, they, you know, they want you to get DirecTV or whatever. So I go to the electronics. I go and get some printing paper, and Miss Beast, she's catching up. She comes, you know, about 3 minutes later. And, you know, she's like, hey, they trying to sell to her. She like, you know, hey, my husband, he handles all of the bills and all of that. And she was like, by the way, have you seen my husband? And the guy was like, who you talking about? The guy with the black t-shirt that has the white writing? And she said, yeah, the teach, critique, and repeat shirt. He said, yeah, that shirt. Yeah, he's over there. He's somewhere over there, right? And Miss B shared that story. All I could do was laugh because, look, when you're branded guys like this and you're wearing this kind of merch, people know you are the real deal. It's a part of your brand, right? It's a part of what makes you great. It's a part of what makes you more than a youth football coach, right? But it makes you a brand. It makes you a community impactor when you're wearing this merch. And I'm telling you, it changes your whole persona and all of that stuff, man. And it allows you to gain influence because, look, I'm going to be real, guys. I'm going to be real with you guys. The national perception of a youth football coach is a guy who don't really know football, and they're bad, shitty guys. That's like the national perception, because we have so many bad coaches. And really, when I say so many, I would say arguably there's probably a third of the coaches in our whole coaching community, what is 33%, it's only a handful of, a third, well, more than a handful, but like a third of those guys that's not good coaches, that's fighting, that's causing drama. You see all the bull crap on the internet and all of that stuff, right? They the ones who ruin the reputation and perception of a youth football coach. But a part of us making youth football great again is for us to look like a completely different caliber of coach, right? I always use the term premium, right? We want to look like premium men and women who are coaching our kids, right? We're not just youth football coaches, right? We are leaders of high school prep programs. We are community leaders. We are influencers. You hear me, guys? We are freaking influencers. So if we're going to change the narrative of what a youth football coach really is, it starts with the way we run and operate our programs, with how we look, right? With the principles we have, with how we communicate with people in our community and with each other. Like all this crap is very important, guys. Okay. So if y'all stick with me, we're going to be the standard. Y'all hear me? We're going to be the standard, not just in our, and this is my personal goal for you guys. I want you to be the standard in your league, in your town, or in your city, wherever you're located. I don't care about any other program and what BS they're doing. If I can get thousands of you guys to be the standard all over the world, right? Wherever you're located, because we got guys in Mexico, the UK, Canada, you name it, right? Japan, shout out to Japan, Hawaii. If y'all are the standard and people know that, oh man, they got to be a part of this beast family. Oh crap, they're part of the beast family or the beast squad or whatever we're going to finalize on with this. When they know that you are connected to me and we all connected to each other, we finna change the game. We're going to change the perception of what a youth football coach is. And this is a part of making youth football great again. Y'all feel me? And Coach said, I appreciate all the help and advice you give us. Man, my pleasure, man. I love it. I told Miss Beast earlier today, I said, I'm living a dream. I'm living a dream with what I want to do, That's just the truth. And Coach Eric said, there's a lot of good dudes out there coaching, but just don't know football. Good men step up when the duty calls. Facts. And that's another great point you made, man. It's a lot of good men. They may not know football, but they're willing to learn and get better, and they're winners. Winners win. So if they're winners, that's good. Now they can learn the game. They can learn the basics, teaching these kids how to block and tackle and run a simple formation, run like the beast, which is just a single wing formation. Teach them how to block, tackle, run the beast on offense, run the 4-4 Reaper on defense. That's all you need to develop these young kids, teaching them the fundamentals of the game, right? I'd rather have, let me pull this back up. I'd rather have a good dude that may not know football like that than a piece of crap man who know football, but he's an absolute asshole, right? I'd much rather have a good dude that don't know. As a matter of fact, I like the good dudes that don't know football on my coaching staff, because I'm able to teach them the system easier than getting a hothead that, been kicked out of 3 programs and now, he come to mind want to coach. Hell no, brother. Hell no. Not in my program, and I proof them. Like, I'm probably the toughest guy in terms of proof. Maybe it's my degree in human resource management, and I used to be, a hiring manager, and all of that good stuff. And I'm able to pick up on that bull crap. Y'all got me? Good. So, guys, I hope you got value from the show today, guys. We're going to close out this segment on trench warfare on the defensive side tomorrow, so make sure you don't miss it. We're going to go over the 4-4 Reaper with these principles, guys, tomorrow, so you don't want to miss it. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Look, Guys, if you like the playbook that you've seen, right? If you want to get your hands on the 6'2 Savage Defense, just go to my playbook store, guys. The Beast Unleashed playbook bundle is 80% off. If you don't want to get that, you just want to get this playbook, just go to the playbook store and get it. Get it, guys. All right. Let's see here. Make sure I got everybody's questions, answers, all that good stuff. Yes, we're good. So, guys, I will see you tomorrow. You guys be blessed, man. Tell a friend. If you got guys on your staff already, tell them about the Coach B show. Tell them to chime in tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, guys. Until tomorrow, win more games, score more points. Beast out. Peace. Y'all have a good one. Be blessed.